Hello and welcome to Select 10. In this video, we'll list the top 10 underrated series that have been overlooked in front of more popular new shows. Also, we will not be adding popular shows such as Terminal List, The Sandman, and House of Dragons because they are popular and definitely not underrated. So watch the entire video to see if you missed any of this year's greatest shows. Now let's start the video. Number 10. Our Flag Means Death. It is a historical comedy series created by David Jenkins. Based on a true story, the series follows the life of Stede Bonnet, a Barbadian pirate from the 18th century. The plot revolves around Captain Bonnet, who gives up his wealthy life and family to establish himself as a pirate during the golden period of pirates in 1717. Although having no actual experience in the field, Captain Bonnet and his unreliable crew sailed the Revenge while dodging dangerous warships and other merciless pirates. The show may not have as much action as the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but it still has plenty of humorous misadventures that will keep you smiling and entertained throughout each episode. And the show has a 7.8 rating on IMDb and a 94% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 9. Vikings, Valhalla. Many Vikings fans are a little let down by this series, and certainly, it is not even close to the original Vikings, but all things considered, it is an excellent historical series with an outstanding plot, great action sequences, and top-notch cinematography. The show is set a century after the Viking incidents, at a time when relations between both the English royal family and the Vikings have reached a violent crisis point, and to make matters worse, the Vikings themselves are at war due to their clashing Christian and pagan beliefs. In the midst of all of this, the story focuses on Leif Erikson, Freydis, and Harald Hardrada as they embark on an extraordinary adventure that will take them beyond waters and warfare, from Kattegat to England, and even further, as they fight for survival and honor. You might enjoy it if you don't make comparisons to other shows. And the show has a 7.2 rating on IMDb and a 90% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 8. BOSCH, Legacy. It is a crime drama thriller series developed by Michael Connelly. I'm guessing that the only people who have seen this show till now are fans of the original series, BOSCH. If this show is new for you, let me give you a quick overview. The plot follows veteran police investigator Harry Bosch as he starts a new career as a private detective and takes on his first case, the estate of ailing millionaire Whitney Vance. Bosch is entrusted with locating Vance's sole prospective heir, and somewhere along the process he encounters resistance from influential people who seem to have a benefit from the heir's non-discovery. However, when exploring the family history, he learns startling facts that transcend centuries, all while enormous sums of money are at stake. Meanwhile, Bosch's daughter, Maddie, is managing her initial months as just a street cop, while Bosch is struggling to solve multiple crimes at the same time. It is a flawless spin-off that rivals the original show in quality and is one of the best crime dramas of 2022. And the show has an 8.5 rating on IMDb and a 93% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 7. Station 11. It is a post-apocalyptic miniseries based on the 2014 novel of the same name. The story takes place 20 years after a terrible calamity has led humanity to crumble and chronicles the adventures of a tribe of people who make a livelihood as wandering entertainers. However, when they discover a violent organization run by a guy whose background is unintentionally connected to one of the group members, their lives are turned upside down. The primary focus of the story is on an actress, Kirsten, who features in two timeframes, as a little child during the early stages of an outbreak that eliminates most people, and as an adult traveling the United States with a Shakespeare group. It is a multi-timeline post-apocalyptic drama that examines the lives of pandemic survivors as they work to reconstruct and redefine humanity. Overall, the show is immensely engaging, has fantastic world building and storytelling, on top of which its gorgeous visuals and enchanting music elevate this show even further. And the show has a 7.4 rating on IMDb and a 74% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 6. The Man Who Fell to Earth. It is a science fiction drama television series created by Jenny Lumet and Alex Kurtzman. This show does not offer a typical sci-fi plot in which we see new planets and massive spaceships in each episode, but rather a unique and very well-written story of an alien life form on a journey that could save his civilization. This got lost in the shuffle of new shows, but it deserves more recognition. The plot centers on Faraday, an alien on a mission to find Justin Falls, a genius scientist and the only person on the planet who might be able to preserve his planet. Faraday's objective is to transport water to his alien world, but he unwittingly becomes distracted by all the attractions that the Earth offers. However, the story takes an unexpected turn when Faraday digs up long-suppressed secrets regarding the connection between Earth and his homeworld. This is one of the most interesting shows I have seen in a very long time, and it is not a typical alien show, and that is what makes it the best. And the show has a 7.2 rating on IMDb and a 78% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 5. Severance. It's not just one of the most underrated, it's also one of the highest-rated sci-fi series of 2022. Even though the plot may seem quite intense, there is something about this series that really just makes you want to keep watching. The story follows Mark, a Lumen Industries employee who has opted to participate in the company's severance program. The program's goal is to assist people in attaining a good work-life balance by implanting a surgical device that separates their work and personal memories. The catch is that they are unable to recall anything about their personal lives while at work, but once their employment is completed, their memories of the office fade. But a problem arises when a strange coworker shows up outside of work, and Mark sets out on a quest to learn the truth about their work. Also, the series has been renewed for a second season. And the show has an 8.7 rating on IMDb and an 85% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 4. The Bear. It is a comedy drama series starring Jeremy Allen White in the lead role. The story revolves around Carmi, a skilled chef with experience in great food, who, after the unfortunate death of his brother, comes to Chicago to manage the family sandwich restaurant. While grieving for his brother's passing, Carmi, who is used to the ambience of a high-end chain restaurant, must now manage the heartbreaking realities of running a tiny business, his rebellious restaurant staff, and the unstable relations with his family. As Carmi battles to remodel both the restaurant and himself, he teams up with a harsh kitchen staff, who eventually prove themselves to be his new family. The Bear is a delicious story that combines profound cerebral excellence, relationships, and emotional struggle. Also, The Bear's second season has already been confirmed. And the show has an 8.4 rating on IMDb and a 91% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 3. Slow Horses. It is a spy thriller drama series based on the Slough House series of novels by Mick Herron. The series centers on MI5 spy River Cartwright, who failed in his training mission and is transferred to Slough House, MI5's disposal facility, to perform low-skilled jobs. As a result, Cartwright and his co-workers, who were just hired like him, must do the boring document duties, while their unpleasant employer, Jackson Lamb, assumes that they will quit out of frustration and fatigue. However, their dull job becomes thrilling when a young man is kidnapped and his captors threaten to murder him live on the internet. River realizes this is his chance to make atonement, so he gathers his teammates and makes the decision to return to the field and re-establish himself and his team's value. The show progresses as the group explores the underworld of intelligence to safeguard England from dangerous threats. Even while it gives off the impression of an old-school espionage drama, the action is believable, and the entire series is shot in a rough, aggressive way, giving it the appearance of a modern spy thriller. And the show has a 7.7 rating on IMDb and an 89% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 2. From. It is a sci-fi horror mystery series created by John Griffin. The show is set in a dark, frightening small town in the middle of nowhere, where anyone who enters is stuck and forbidden from escaping by an unexplained presence. The major plot revolves around the town's chief police officer, Boyd Stevens, who guides the town's residents as they try to survive and find a way out while facing the dangers of the neighboring woods and the terrifying demons that come each midnight. All residents are encouraged to protect themselves from night creatures by installing a strange stone on their entrance, but as time goes on, it begins to fail, leading everyone to resort to drastic measures in order to discover a route out of town. After Stranger Things, this is the show that held my interest throughout the season. Just watch the first episode and it will captivate your attention with its mind-bending mystery that will not let you go till the end. And the show has a 7.6 rating on IMDb and an 86% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 1. Black Bird. It is a crime drama miniseries based on the real story of Jimmy Keene, a pro football champion and respected police officer's son, who was imprisoned for drug use but offered his release in return for persuading notorious killer Larry Hall to admit and disclose the whereabouts of his victims' graves. The plot revolves around Jimmy Keene, who is serving a 10-year no-parole sentence in a minimal-level prison when he is given an incredible opportunity, and the plan is to transfer him to the highest facility for dangerously insane prisoners, where he will have to form a friendship with suspected serial murderer Larry Hall in order to learn more about his victims. Keene's only task is to obtain the locations of Larry's victims before his petition is approved. This one is not just underrated, but it is easily one of the best web series of 2022, and it just has 6 episodes, so don't miss this one. And the show has an 8.2 rating on IMDb and a 95% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. And do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.